Italian types in street shoes smoking cigarettes outside a local bar. They fit into the rough, outdoorsy atmosphere like gangbangers at a cattle branding. I found out they'd been recruited overseas to work inside the park, but there weren't enough jobs available when they arrived. So I speculated on what kind of job and trouble they might get into. Nobody, maybe 10 people, read The End of Jim and Ezra when it appeared in an anthology called Geezer Noir 2 a few years ago. In fact, I've never even seen a copy of the book. The volume was withdrawn from the market due to legal issues that resulted from the tragic early death of its publisher, David Thompson, one of the truly good and brilliant men in the world of booksellers. David was the marketing director and friend to all at Murder by the Book in Houston, one of my favorite stores. The story took David by surprise because he was expecting something contemporary, not a piece about two mountain men friends set in 1835. But he liked it very much, and he urged me someday to write a historical novel set in the same period. We'll see. Anybody who has spent too much time with a business partner will relate to Jim and Ezra. The Master Falconer appeared as a limited edition short story published by ASAP in California, and was available to less than a few hundred collectors. Later, it was released as an e-story. The piece is the first time I tackled a tale centered entirely on Nate Romanowski, the outlaw falconer from the Joe Pickett series. I wanted to see if I could do it, and also see if Nate could carry a story on his own. I liked the results, and it set the stage for Force of Nature later in the series. Plus, I was angry at the Saudi royal family. Every Day is a Good Day on the River was my contribution to an anthology of fishing stories written by crime writers called Hook, Line, and Sinister. It was edited by my friend and fishing buddy T. Jefferson Parker and contained entries from Michael Connolly, Ridley Pearson, Don Winslow, James W. Hall, and others. There's some great stuff in it. The proceeds of the book went to Casting for Recovery, helping women cancer survivors, and Project Healing Waters, which assists returning veterans. Two great causes. The setting is a cold day on the North Platte River north of Casper, Wyoming. There are 3 men in the drift boat, 2 clients, a guide, and a gun. Pronghorns of the Third Reich, my second favorite title next to Every Day is a Good Day, is an example of how short stories are birthed at times in disconnected, disparate, and mysterious ways. In this case, there are 2 main ingredients that went into the pot to create a dark little stew. First, Otto Penzler, owner of the Mysterious Bookshop in New York, and unofficial czar of the mystery book universe, asked me to contribute a piece for a series of small books he was publishing using bibliophiles, book collectors, as the theme. Second, I was doing some research at the American Heritage Center at the University of Wyoming when I stumbled on a single photo in the Charles Belden collection taken in 1936 that simply took my breath away. Belden was a fascinating rancher and photographer based near Meeteetse, Wyoming. I still stare at the photo and shake my head. But whatever you do, don't spoil the surprise for yourself. Read the story and don't jump ahead to that last page. Dull Knife was the first Joe Pickett short story for ASAP, and came from an incident I recalled years before while ice fishing with my father on Ocean Lake in central Wyoming. There were 4 or 5 of us boys, and our job was to check the holes every hour throughout the night to see if there was a fish on the baited hook. One night, in the distance across the frozen surface of the lake, we saw a mysterious glow from under the ice. We had no explanation for the phenomenon, and our speculation ranged from underwater vessels, ridiculous, to UFOs.